What's going on, guys? This is Joe, and I am back once again for another M19 pre-release kit opening, Core Set 2019 pre-release kit opening. Started it a little bit here because sometimes these are a pain in the butt to open. But here we go. I think at this point, at least to start, oh, this one's not even closed. This one just opens like nothing. Oh, that's because the box is like super broken. Interesting. All right, well, the box is broken. That's something. I think at this point, as long as I didn't get the green D20, I've automatically won. Yeah, we're good. This one, we got the blue one here. It's just that I've gotten like 4 green and 1 of each, so now I have 2 blue, 4 green and 1 of each. Oh. Oh. So the box was straight up damaged. It was like crushed a bit. And so our promo, which is a sweet promo, Liliana, untouched by death, not untouched by the box though, so she is a little bit bent, a little bit. You can see it a little bit better when I tilt it this way, but we got a promo Liliana. That's sweet, except that, like, again, she got crushed by the broken box, which sucks. But yeah, a promo Liliana is really sweet. That's the best, easily the best promo we've gotten out of this set so far. Because as I was going to say, we have not really done well with value out of the kits after the 4 that we opened at midnight that you guys all saw. So maybe we'll see if we can get lucky out of this busted up kit. We start with a Liliana, obviously, and let's see what else we can do. I am going to try to make a deck out of this stuff, as I usually do. That it says below that it's a deck tech. But to be honest, with Liliana, she really wants zombies, and without zombies, she's possibly not good enough. So we'll have to see where we go from here. But we have a Frilled Sea Serpent, a Lava Axe, an Infectious Horror, Giant Spider, a Sky Scanner, whoops, one too many. We have a Snapping Drake, and that's a pretty good one. We wouldn't want to get rid of that. We have a Lich's Caress, nice removal spell. Manalith, if we need to fix our mana. Take Vengeance for some more removal, this one in white. Ghost Form. Our first uncommon is Diamond Mare. This is like my favorite one. I think this art is insane. I don't know about like the ability. I think Vine Mare is amazing, the green one, but this art is phenomenal. I just love it so much. I feel like it, to me, the first time I saw it, it didn't look like a piece of magic art to me personally. We have a Poison Tip Archer. This card's great. If we get a chance to play this, I definitely will, because this card's really good. And a Plague Mare. So yeah, we have 2 cards in a row that can go in the green-black deck, and technically, obviously, also the Diamond Mare can. Plus, there's Liliana. This is a Nightmare Horse, notably not a zombie, so that's something. But our rare or mythic in this pack is a blue rare in Wind Reader Sphinx. So, not bad. We could go Sultai. This format does like allow you to go 3 colors, but this is double blue and 7 mana. So, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure which direction we're going in yet, but we'll see. Behind that, the Nicol Bolas flip token and a Bat token. Moving on to a Liliana pack next. We opened Liliana, and now we have a pack of Liliana here. It looks like the packs have been somewhat untouched by that crushing issue, although, again, the Liliana was the victim there, and that was the kind of the one thing that you didn't want to be crushed. We have a Sure Strike, Mighty Leap, Daggerback Basilisk, an Infernal Scarring, a Havoc Devils, Invoke the Divine. This is a good sideboard card in white. Skeleton Archer is a fine card. I like that one. Thornhide Wolves, just a vanilla 4/5 for 5. We skipped the Pegasus Courser, and why would we? This card's great. We have a Girapur Guide as our first uncommon. This guy's pretty awesome as well. We have a Siege Breaker Giant as our second, and a Meteor Golem as our third. So we have 2 packs in a row with an uncommon artifact card. This one's a little expensive, but in sealed it can work if you need it for the purpose of removal. Then we have our rare is a Liliana's Contract. So we have Liliana and Liliana's Contract. I still don't think that these are good enough to go with, but it exists. We'll have to see. I doubt it. Behind it, a foil in Cinder Barons. It's a foil common. That's not a foil at all. Oh, yes, it is. I lied. It's totally a foil. It's Cinder Barons. It's just kind of hard to see the pattern, the foiling pattern. But yeah, it's a foil common in Cinder Barons, and I just thought because sometimes these replace the land, but if you look behind it, there's just an island right here. So yeah, we have a little bit of fixing if we wanted to splash one of these two colors, or if we were going these two colors, black and red. We have the island and the elf warrior token. We move on to Ajani next. My boy Ajani, my favorite, personally my favorite planeswalker. Come on, there we go. He does not want to open. All right, we have a Rustwing Falcon, fine common creature, a Disperse, Macabre Waltz, another card with Liliana on it, an Elvish Rejuvenator, Aviation Pioneer. This card is fine. I like this card quite a bit. Gearsmith Guardian, Havoc Devils again, Invoke the Divine again, a Skeleton Archer again, Thornhide Wolves again. We're noticing patterns here. We have a Thud as our red, our first uncommon, and it's red. We have a Fell Spectre as our second, and a Mirror Image as our third. And our next rare or mythic is a Dragon's Horde. Not bad. I think this card is fine as a mana rock. If we get a ton of dragons, of which I don't believe we have any so far, maybe we have one that I missed, then this card gets better. But as a mana rock, it's not terrible. It's basically Manalith, but at rare, and we already have at least one. So yeah, if we need to fix, if we need to splash, this will help us quite a bit with that. Behind the Dragon's Horde, we do have a regular one of these replacing our land, and it's the Stone Quarry and a Knight token. We move on to Sarkhan pack next. Again, I really have not seen a ton of cards to make Liliana good yet, which is unfortunate, because it would be cool to play a Planeswalker, but to try to force her in here when she cares so much about zombies, yeah, it's going to be really tough. But anyway, we have an Inspiring Charge to start, Anticipate, Elvish Rejuvenator again, excuse me, a Child of Night, Smelt, whoops, come on now, ooh, another Lich's Caress. That's some really good removal in black. I think we've seen some good removal in white. Speaking of good white cards, we have a Gallant Cavalry, card's great, Sky Scanner, a Salvager of Secrets, wow, come on now. Oh, okay. It's a Sovereign's Bite. Not amazing, but it's a fine card. Our first uncommon you saw is Rise from the Grave. This one's fine. We have a Reliquary Tower and a Psychic Symbiont. I think this card's okay. I mean, we've already got the other gold uncommon in the black-green, so we could go Sultai. I was commenting on Sultai earlier. So here's the Psychic Symbiont, and our rare or mythic is a Spitflame. Really nice burn spell in red. We would have to double check. There's really no strong line standing out to me here that we could go or should go. I'll have to take some time in between after I'm done opening to double check on that. And we got a Woodland Stream as well as our replacement land here. That's pretty sweet. And a Thopter token. Like, the more the better. I feel like every time, we'll move on to a Tezzeret pack. I feel like every time I've opened more than one in a pre-release kit of these uncommon tap lands, they have always been different. Well, that was annoying. I've never gotten two of the same. They're just always different. And I understand that there's a ton of them, so it makes sense. But still. We have an Omen Speaker. I actually love this card. We have a Goblin Instigator. We have a Luxodon Linebreaker. Another Disperse, that's two of those. We have a Greenwood Sentinel. A two-headed zombie. Here's a zombie. We have a vampire neonate. We've seen a lot more vampires than zombies, I feel like. An Aven Wind Mage. Star-Crowned Stag. I love this card. Card is great. A Blood Divination is our first uncommon, and it's in black. We have another Reliquary Tower. If only these were good, it would be nice that we would have 2 of them at uncommon. And a Horizon Scholar. We may now have more Sphinxes than we do zombies. I'm probably exaggerating, but probably not by much, to be honest. And our rare or mythic is a Vivian's Invocation. Card is a little expensive. It could be fine in the right deck. I have not seen our deck or our cards cooperate for this strategy yet. Behind Vivian's Invocation, ooh, it is a foil rare. So now between Liliana and this card, it like really feels like this kit wants us to play black, but it's not really giving us a ton of support in black. We've got the Lich's Caresses, don't get me wrong, those cards are great. So maybe black is our splash? I don't know. The Liliana and this card are both double black, so that's a really awkward splash. But it's Isareth, the Awakener. And this card seems interesting. I haven't had a chance to see it in action yet. I'm definitely curious. So I'll have to take a little bit closer of a look and see what we can do. But it's also a foil rare, which is really sweet. And another Woodland Stream. So I was talking about not getting doubles. Here's a double. And if we are going Sultai, this could work out nicely. And a cat token. We have 1 pack left. It has Vivian on it. We've already gotten her invocation. Let's see if we can open more things that will help pull us in a specific direction. We have, to start, a Scholar of Stars, Tormenting Voice, a Dwarven Priest. Seems like a relatively generic name for a card. We have a Cancel, Mind Rot. I'm not a huge fan of Mind Rot. It's fine if you need that. We have a Bristling Boar, a Skymarch Bloodletter. This I am a big fan of. We have a Field Creeper, a Colossal Dreadmaw. So there's, I think, our first big stompy green creature. We have an Essence Scatter. Bone to Ash is our first uncommon in this pack. Another Meteor Golem is the second. And another Siegebreaker Giant as our third. And our last rare or mythic is a Transmogrifying Wand. I would not hate playing this card. It does depend if we're trying to get in on the ground. Giving them more ground blockers is kind of annoying, but for us to have to deal with. But if it gets rid of like an Elder Dragon or something, then it's totally worth it. Like, this card's great. So after the Transmogrifying Wand, a Forest, and a Thopter token. So guys, I will be back in just a second, and I will see what kind of a deck I can make. Okay, so this is one of the rather weirder decks that I think I've ever made out of a pre-release kit. It feels like it shouldn't work, but I'm actually somewhat confident in it. If you look, we've got 2 6-drops and a 7-drop, so that's not the best. This 3-drop slot is all creatures. This 4-drop slot has no spells, and this 5-drop slot has no creatures. So it like jumps back and forth. It's really weird. But like I said, I for some reason I think it's going to work. I think we have tempo removal and disperse to bounce things back to their hands, and then we have Lich's Caress to destroy, and we have 2 of those. We have Arise from the Grave to get back either our stuff or their stuff. And we have things like Liliana's Contract to draw cards. Even though it's in green, we're also part blue, so it's in that flavor. But if you notice, I put 2 Sky Scanners in here. So again, more card draw as well. But the main reason that I did that is because if you look between the 2 Sky Scanners, Aven Windmage, the Skymarch Bloodletter, the Snapping Drake, the Fell Spectre, the Psychic Symbiote, the Horizon Scholar, and the Windreader Sphinx, plus the possibility of making a Thopter with the Aviation Pioneer, that's 10 different possible flying creatures. And sure, it's probably a pipe dream to get up to here, because that's probably just how we're going to win, is with flyers, I hope. So we'll have to see. Like I said, we can get those flyers back. We can draw into them a lot faster. I think that this deck has the potential to crash and burn really hard. We've got, you know, Omen Speaker for scrying, Anticipate for looking at some cards, and then we get to, like I said, we have the card draw as well. I'm a little light on removal, so I'm not super happy about that. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this could get there if the opponent's decks are light on flyers, so we will see. The only 2 cards in my pool with creature type zombie, at least in black, were right here. The 2-headed zombie and the infectious horror. So it means bye-bye Liliana. I mean, again, we got a promo foil planeswalker, so yay. But also no, because we cannot at all use her to literally any effect. It's not even like one of her abilities would be good. They all rely on zombies, and with only these 2 as an option, she would be less than a dead card in our deck. So this is the deck. Again, I don't know how I feel about it. If you think this deck is terrible, please do not hesitate to let me know. If you think it's okay, also let me know. That would be nice. The cards that I'm not playing, that I usually will say, you know, I thought they were somewhat playable, but they were questionable, and so they didn't really make the cut. And so I always ask you guys if you have any opinions. I'm not playing Blood Divination. I didn't think I needed the card draw, and I'd rather have the creatures. 2 Skeleton Archers. Again, I think they're fine cards, but I think our other things at 4 are better. Maybe I could replace an Infectious Horror with it. Who knows? And this Infernal Scarring to maybe save one of our creatures later or get in that additional point of damage, or for some card draw, which we arguably don't need. So yeah, that's the deck. Those are the sideboardable options. And let me know what you think of that. Obviously, there were a ton of counter spells as well, so I feel like this deck wants to be more aggressive, which is why I didn't consider any of the counter spells, but maybe I should have, right? We had Cancel, Essence Scatter, and Bone to Ash. So maybe those, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of this deck in the comment section down below. Should I have put Transmogrifying Wand in here? Again, I think we're more aggressive than that. But it would have been able to possibly turn flyers into ground creatures, and then we could have flown over the top. So, yeah, was putting Isarith in here a trap? You know, did I just do it because it was a foil rare, or is it good enough? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, as always. And this, guys, has been another pre-release kit opening and deck tech here on Geek for All. I have been Joe. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.